me for another practice. We are going to be doing a strong Vinyasa flow today, working with a bit of an eagle theme, but there will be different options if you're someone who has sometimes we can have a bit of a love-hate relationship with eagle, but there will be options there to take, as well as always just listening to the body throughout practice and taking what you need. Quick mention, this little set here, I do have a discount code in the writing below. It's sustainable, you can get 20% off. This stuff is literally amazing. You can wear it swimming, you can wear it in a workout. It's quite sweat proof, which is going to be good for today because it is very, very hot while I'm filming this. So yeah, highly recommend, check that out. And we will get started coming into a comfortable seated position on the mat. So that could be cross-legged or legs out in front, whatever works for you. Make sure that you've got all your props and blocks to hand before we get started. And then bringing the hands to the knees, palms facing down, and start to close off the eyes, or you can take a steady gaze somewhere out in front. We'll start to check in with the breath, body. Relaxing the face, relaxing the shoulders. Notice whatever you notice. I'm going to take some coherent breathing to come into the practice today. So some equal breathing in for 6 and breathing out for 6. If this doesn't work for you, then you can come back to your natural breath at any time, or you can change the count of your equal breath. So inhaling through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Returning back to your natural breath. When we do this breath for long enough, this can really help us to slow down our breath, our heart rate, brain waves. You can adjust the count to something that works for you. You can make the count a shorter or higher number. We're going to open the eyes back up now. Take a big shoulder roll, let your shoulder blades run down your back. Bring your right fingertips to the ground. And then inhale, sweep the left fingertips up to the sky, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, stretch over to the right. Release that left hand back down to the mat. Inhale, sweep the right fingertips up to the sky, lift up and out from the waist. As you exhale, stretching over to the left. Right side body opening up. Breathing here, shining the heart to the ceiling. Coming back to center, releasing that right hand back down. Coming into our Gomukhasana legs. So bring the legs out in front. And we'll start with hooking this right leg over the top of the left leg. We're working towards stacking the knees. You can either stay here or you're going to bend this left leg underneath as well. Really check in with that left knee joint. If it doesn't feel right, then lengthen the leg. So we don't want to compromise the knee at all here. We are really stretching deeply into the hip space. So just being mindful, we're still at the beginning of the practice. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side. As you exhale, draw them in together, left arms coming over the right, and you're going to take your eagle arms. If eagle doesn't work for you, take a hug instead. And then you're lifting the fingertips to the sky in your eagle. So we're lifting. Breathing here. Next progression is, if it feels good to take it, we're going to inhale, make space, and as you exhale, we're folding forwards, but keeping the spine long, so we're hinging from the hips. Okay, so it probably feels like you're all twisted up like a bit of a pretzel here. If it doesn't feel good, then you don't have to take this option. We're getting a nice stretch with an internal rotation with the hip, and we're also getting a nice stretch with an internal rotation with the shoulders. We'll probably feel the stretch into the back body, the thoracic part of the spine, the cervical part of the spine, mid and upper back. Just notice whatever you notice. Notice what is alive for you. It doesn't need to be the same as me or anyone else. This is all about looking inwards, gazing inwards. That is yoga. Inhale, lift the chest, come away from the fold. Unravel your arms. See if you can come out as you came in, bringing them out to the side and releasing them down. Take a little shoulder roll, a little shake out. Unravel the legs, we'll come on to the other side. So right leg's underneath, left leg hooks on top. So finding your Gomukhasana position, stacking the knees. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side. As you exhale, this time the right arm's coming over the left. Either take a hug here or take your eagle arms. Reach those fingertips up to the sky. Pause here first. And we're really using our root and our core here as well. So notice if your ribs are flaring out at all, and see if you can just imagine that you're drawing the pelvis up and in towards the body slightly. We're drawing the belly button in towards the spine, using that strength. Inhale here, make space. As you exhale, maybe you start to take the fold, hinging from the hips, keeping the spine long. Notice how this feels. If it's too much, take a different option. All twizzled up. Stay with your breath. Seeing if you can find some comfort within any discomfort. knowing that that's not the same as pain. Should not be feeling any pain. If you are, easing off, listening to the body. Inhale, lift the chest, coming away from the fold. Unravel the arms with control, back out to the side and down. And then unravel the legs. Take a little window wipe, side to side. Move into your all fours position, tabletop. Shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees. Inhale, send the gaze out in front, open across the chest. Exhale, drop the head, draw the belly button in, round the spine. Start to move through your cat and cow, leading with your breath. So leading with your natural breath. On your inhale, shining the heart forward, opening across the chest. On your exhale, dropping the head, rounding the spine, drawing the belly in. Just feeling into these movements. Take your last cat and cow. Coming back to that neutral spine position here. Tuck the toes under. On your exhale, press the mat away with your hands, downward facing dog. Start to take a little pedal out through the feet. Relax the head and the neck. And come up onto the toes a little here, and we're going to shift the heels over to the left. So toes are staying on the mat, heels are shifting, and then bend through the legs. And what we're doing is finding this stretch through the right side of the body here. Hips are still reaching to the sky, shoulders are strong. Come back to center, so up on the toes, shift the heels over to the right. Bend the legs here, find that stretch through the left side body. Ooh. Sending your breath into that area. Now lift the hips back up to center to your downward facing dog. Recenter for a moment. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands, step the feet in. Coming into a standing forward fold, soften the legs as much as you need to, let the head hang heavy. Bring the hands to the elbows here and start to take a little more bend through that left leg and see if you can draw your left elbow towards the left knee. So my gaze is coming under my right armpit up towards the ceiling. Again, you can just reduce the range of movement here if you need to, see how it feels. And come on to the other side, bend the right leg. Draw the right elbow towards that right knee. Send the gaze under the left armpit up to the ceiling. Nice deep stretch. Stay with the breath. Release back to neutral, release the hands from the arms, take some softness in the legs, draw the belly in, inhale, come up to standing, meeting into Tadasana mountain pose. At the top of your mat, feet roughly hip width apart. Inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky, lift your ribs away from your hips. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forwards, bend the legs as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step the feet back to plank. Shoulders above the wrists, fingers nice and spread, connecting to your energy. Center line of energy, our energy channels within the body. So yes, we are physically engaging the full body here. But thinking about the energy channel side of it, we've got our chakras. So from the base of the spine, all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhale, drop the knees down, start to come into your version of chaturanga. So inhaling into a cobra or an upward facing dog. And then on your exhale, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Taking a couple of breaths here. Inhale, step or jump the feet in towards the hands. Lift the chest, length of the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, fingertips sweep up to the sky, grow the spine tall. Exhale, bring the hands through to heart center. Inhale, fingertips reach back up to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forwards. Inhale, lifting the chest, lengthening the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, hands draw down to the mat. Step your feet back to plank. Move through your chaturanga, either inhaling into an upward facing dog or a cobra. And then exhaling back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step this right foot through between the hands. Reach the fingertips up to the sky, finding your high lunge, lifting up and out from the waist. Exhale, float the hands to heart center. Sweep the arms out to the side. Draw them in together, left arms coming over the right. Take your eagle arms here, or you can take a hug, lifting the fingertips up to the sky. Option to start to come up onto the ball of that right foot here. Just breathing into any wobbles and shakes. This is just an option. Keep lifting the fingertips to the sky if you're in your eagle arms. Draw the right heel back down. Unravel the arms, see if you can come out with control, how you came in. Step your left foot in. Left toes are at a slight angle, coming to pyramid pose, hips are shining forwards. Inhale, reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. Exhale, folding forward to keep the spine long, right hips tucked in, folding over this right leg. So notice where a good place feels for you in this posture. Maybe you're staying higher up, you can come down halfway. If it's in your practice, bringing the hands down to the mat, and we're working towards our forehead coming to this right shin. You could be walking the hands out behind with the fingertips facing back. Don't force anything here. Connect with what feels right in your body. And different things are going to feel right on different days, and that's okay. That's what this practice is all about, is honouring that. Honouring the difference of what we need on different days. That is what it is to be human. Sometimes we have to adapt to that. Tune in. Inhale, starting to come away from the fold. Keep the spine long as you lift away, coming back to neutral. And now from here, and you can take a little bit of bend in this right leg if you need to. Bring the hands to heart center. Bring your weight into the right leg. Find your warrior three. See if you can flex the left foot. Press that left foot. Imagine that it's pressing into something behind you, really active through the left leg. Hips are square and shining down towards the earth. You can take your hands on blocks here if you need to. Use the support. Use blocks and props to support you in your practice. It's so important. It's such an intelligent way to support you. And then from here, we're going to lift the chest away from your warrior three and see if you can float this left leg around, bend through the right leg and hook your left leg over the right. So we're finding eagle. So your eagle could be here, toes could be touching the mat, or maybe you're taking the hook. So we're sinking the hips down in our eagle, and then inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Exhale, draw them in, and the right arm is coming over the top of the left arm, and we either take the hug or you take your eagle arms, fingers reaching towards the sky. So we're sitting the hips down, but we're lifting with the arms. Really using the core here as well. Imagine that you're really drawing energy in through that right foot. This is a really grounding pose. So the body's really squeezing together, connecting to that inner line of energy. Breathing into any wobbles and shakes. And start to release your eagle arms, release that left leg, and see if you can float the left leg straight out behind, coming back to high lunge. Don't worry if you're needing to tap the foot down whilst we're transitioning through these poses. Remember that it's your practice and you can add in some little extra steps wherever you need to. Bring the arms down to the mat, step that right foot back, and Vinyasa. Inhaling into your upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Reconnecting to your breath here. And I think it's nice to remember that although this practice does have a really kind of serious and reflective side to it, and again, you'll feel different about your practice on different days, it can also have a really nice explorative and fun side as well. So if you're falling in and out of things or feeling into any wobbles or shakes, I know that sometimes these different feelings can arise. Sometimes it's frustration, different things going on. But just know that it's okay to also bring a little bit of a light-hearted element to your practice as well. Just remembering that you are human and that the journey of this practice is what it's really all about. On your next inhale, we're going to step the left foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up to the sky, find your high lunge, lifting up and out from the pelvis, feeling that heat in the body. Bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side. Exhale, draw them in together. This time the right arm's coming over the left, either taking the hug or your eagle arms in your high lunge. You can drop the back knee down to modify if you need to. Fingertips are reaching to the sky. This is a really good, eagle is a really good pose to work with and movement to work with if you are sat at a desk a lot. Sort of an alternative movement and stretch. An option to come up on the ball of that left foot. If that feels right for you, it's just an option. You don't have to take it. Draw the left heel back down to the mat. Unravel from your eagle arms. Step that right foot in. Finding our pyramid pose now, so hips shining forwards. Inhale, crown of the head reaches up to the sky. Exhale, folding over the left leg, left hips tucking in. Feeling that lovely stretch into the back of the left leg. Using blocks if you want to here. You can bring the hands down to the mat and walk the fingertips back if that feels good too. Forehead coming to the shin. Breathing here. Inhale, bring the hands to the hips, lifting the chest away, coming away from your fold. Hands to heart center, bring the weight into the left leg, this time moving into that warrior three. Flex the right foot, pressing into the wall behind, hips are square, shining down to the earth. Putting the hands on some blocks underneath here, if that feels good for you. Now we're going to start to lift the chest. See if you can hook this right leg around with control. Bend through the left leg, coming into your eagle on the left side. Hands come out to the side and draw in. This time the left arm's coming over the right, taking the eagle or the hug. So sink your hips down as you lift the fingertips up. Everything squeezing together, using the core. Staying with the breath, coming in and out of the pose if you need to. Taking a child's pose at any time that you need to. Well done for staying with me, you're doing amazing. And we'll start to release from your eagle. Ooh. See if you can float that right leg around, step it back to find a high lunge. Don't worry if you need to add in some more steps. Float the hands down to the mat, step back to plank and vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back to a downward facing dog. Ooh. Or you can take a child's pose here. Child's pose is always there for you. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands. Step or walk the feet in. Lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky. Now from your downward facing dog, we're going to inhale, shift the shoulders above the wrists, coming into a plank position. Bring some weight into this right hand, open out and find a side plank here. Now, you can either bring this left foot over to the ground to modify here, or if you want to, take a little bit of bend through the legs and see if you can find your eagle, hooking that left leg over the right. Unravel from your eagle, come back to plank, well done. We'll move straight onto the other side. We're nearly there, guys. So left hand's grounded, finding that side plank, either modifying and taking that right foot down in front, or you're going to hook and take your eagle here. Breathing. Unravel. Come back to plank. Drop the knees down to the mat and lower the body down so that you're lying on your front. Take the elbows out to the side. Rest your head on your hands. Close down the eyes if that feels good too. And let everything go. Let the body sink into the ground beneath you. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll over or make your way over onto your back. It's going into a lying position on your back. And we're going to bring the arms in together and we're going to take, everyone's going to take the hug. So right arm comes over the left. And I want you to take the hug and bring your hands around And see if you can find your shoulder blades or the tops of your shoulders here. And see if you can give yourself just a little self-massage. Wherever your hands are coming to, no need to force anything. Notice how it feels to be held. We often think about hugging other people, supporting other people, but we also need to support and hold and ground ourselves. It's really important. And it helps us to give more to others when we're able to connect to this. So maybe feeling that gratitude towards yourself for really showing up for yourself today, doing this practice. Release the arms, bring them out to the side. Draw them back in. This time left arm comes over the right. Same thing again here. See if you can give yourself a little massage, a little hug. Releasing the arms now. Draw both knees in towards the body. Take a big hug with the legs, bringing the hands around the shins or to the backs of the thighs. You can take a gentle rock from side to side here in the hug if that feels good too. And releasing from the hug, if it feels good to, then start to come into a Shavasana. If you have time to, stay. If not, we're going to rock ourselves gently up to a seated position on the mat with the eyes closed, hands coming back to the knees, palms facing down. When you're ready, starting to open the eyes back up if you have them closed. And back into the physical body. Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me. Definitely recommend having a longer Shavasana or meditation at the end of this practice. Link below to other things that I offer and do in terms of yoga, meditation. I do offer an online membership that has lots of different classes, longer classes, meditations, lots of different things on there. So yes, do join me for that. If not, do subscribe to this channel, and I can't wait to see you for another flow very